Hi, it's Paula from Pola Quilting. Welcome back to my channel. Today another tutorial using my scrap boxes cut to magic numbers. And what do I have in my box is 6.5-inch squares, 4.5-inch squares, 2.5-inch squares, 2.5 by 4.5 and 2.5 by 6.5. And if you're cutting your scraps to those dimensions, you can make plenty of different nice blocks. And just have a look at my other videos. So today very quick block which will finish at 12.5-inch unfinished, 12 finished, so you don't need a lot of blocks to put a quilt very quickly, but it will will be playing with placement of dark and light fabrics. So let's get started. So first I need a bright 6.5-inch square. That will do, I think. Then I will need a darker, well, contrasting fabric, 4.5-inch square to go with it. Let's go with this nice juicy red. I will use that to do half square triangle here and snowball this 6.5-inch squares, and also the leftover will be used later down in this block. Then I need some darker edges here, so let's use this blue. What else could we have? Oh, another dotty one, just different shapes, so that will look quite nice here. Then I will need another strip but bright, 6.5 by 2.5. Let's see what we've got here. So this the bright pink could go. Like I said, we're playing with the placement of the bright and dark, bright and dark. But obviously if you don't have a scraps and you're cutting from bigger pieces, you could even go with the same colors in all of the blocks. That will look great too. I'm using scraps, so it is what it is. Then I will need a brighter color of 4.5-inch square to put in here. Now we will put another layer here. So here in the corner will come 2.5-inch from the remainder of that process there. So I need to fill in this gap here. I could put another 6.5-inch strip here and then 4.5-inch strip here, but I would like to add a little bit of more play there. So I will add 4.5, 2.5 and 4.5. And that all is going to be in darker colors. So let's take 4.5. Let's go with 4.5 here. No, maybe different color, maybe something in brown. I like mixing the colors, so it is scrappy project after all. Okay, let's put this one here. This one could go in here. This one could go in here, and I just need 2.5-inch squares. And also dark ones. So here we've got brown one. I can even use the same one on the other side. Okay, so like I said, this spot here will be filled up with whatever we do here, but I also need to have some 3 further squares, 2.5-inch squares, to put snowballs in certain sections here. So I will just, for now, I will just pull them up, but I will show you in a bit where they will go. Okay, so I will use those 3 squares. So first of all, I will take my 6.5-inch square. I've got my 4.5-inch square. I will fold it left sides to each other. You may like to use iron here, just because it's a bigger square. The iron will work better if you want to fold it and iron your crease. And then I will just sew it on top of my bigger square. Now this may like to go into your machine. You can use a some leaders and a scrap of fabric here. I'm gonna risk it, but what I will do, I will go deeper in and then I will backstitch rather than start from the very edge. And let's see if it works. I think it worked. So it didn't eat my fabric. It's all good there, and I can sew. Now turn the fabric around and put another stitching just about, you know, and half an inch below that first line. Don't have to measure, there's a lot of allowance here, and we're only going to be squaring this up to 2.5 inch square, so we'll have plenty of excess there, but that's fine. So first step done. Now I can start stitching a certain section, so I'm just gonna take those 2.5 by 6.5 inch strips and stitch them. Okay, let me take my square, cut in the middle. I will take my blocks now to the ironing. I will iron this block, and I will iron this block, and I will square it up to 2.5 inch. Now this needs to go back to my design. Before I go with that one, I can still sew a few more beads before I need those back. So I can sew those two together. Now the next snowball I will need is on this section here, and I'm going to be snowballing this corner. Now with smaller pieces you might get away with just finger pressing. Let's put this one back. And again, I want to snowball here this brighter side of that section. So again, right side to each other, finger press, place it and stitch. Now you know I've got the method how to use all of those triangles, so they will go to the specific bucket to do it later. I'm just going to finger press here. I'm not taking it to the iron yet, but you can obviously do that if that's your preference. So we've got those sections here ready, and you can notice I'm not stitching anything yet here, because I want to stitch all of that block later like a 9 patch. Last snowballing is this square, and I'm going to be snowballing this corner here. I mean, on this piece it doesn't matter which part I'm snowballing as far as I place it later correctly, but if you have some directional fabric or there's a certain spot you would like to keep, then we will be snowballing this side of the block. Again, I will just make myself a crease. This fabric is double-sided, which is easier. I can take this one out because it's the last block I can chain piece before we are ready to put all of it together. So again, you can take it to the iron, make it nice and flat, and this is how it's going to be placed. Now I just sort out those two squares as mentioned, this just to iron, this one to square to 2.5 inch, and we'll be able to put all of this block together. Okay, I've got my pieces from the ironing. So just to quickly to go through the process of the squaring up my other square, which is reminder of this one. So it's quite big, so there's plenty of allowance here. I've got my ruler, any size of the ruler which will have diagonal line, which is helpful. I'm placing that diagonal line in the middle of my block, and on this side I'm just trimming that sides to make it nice and straight. The dimension yet is not that relevant, but when I turn around again, I'm placing my line on the line of the block. I want to now scoot down till I've got my 2.5 inch here and 2.5 inch here. So like I said, quite a lot of left over. That will all go to my scrap boxes, so I'm not worried. and I've got my half square triangle. So okay, so let's bring the pieces, let's place those pieces where they're supposed to go. So we've got my big piece of the block. So in this one the darker goes to outside. Here we've got darker half square triangle coming this direction, and this one again will follow the darker to the darker, the same direction, so opposite here. And this is how we're going to sew it. And this is what I was saying, do not kind of sew too many things before, because now it's a 9 patch and we can quickly chain piece that 9 patch in the same way like we would do any other block. Okay, now I can turn it around and I'll stitch the other direction. And as you can notice, the only seams that you would like to possibly nest are the ones you've created by sewing a 9 patch. So that's quite easy block to make, because nothing else needs to match. The seams can go any direction. So that was my first point here from the 9 patch. The second point from the 9 patch is here. So here is just straight stitching. This is the seam I want to nest. Now I want to have my stitched side on top, so I can see which way I've put my seams, and I can start sewing again. So this is the first seam I want to match, so this seam went here down. I want to put this down as well on this side, so the one under needs to go up. And then the second seam I want to correctly place is this one. So this one was going up, the one at the bottom I want to go down with that one. Now I can take it all to the iron, make it nice and flat, make a few more and show you on the design board what we can put together from those blocks. Before I show you my finished project, just a quick reminder where you can find me and how you can support my work. You can subscribe to my website to be notified when new tutorials, products or patterns are released. You can find me on my Facebook page, Pola Photo, or you can join my group page, Pola Quilting with Friends, where we all share work made inspired by my tutorials and answer any questions you may have. There is Instagram account called Pola Quilting, and if you like to share something you made based on my tutorials, please tag me using hashtag Pola Quilting with Friends. To support my work, please like, comment and share when you see my posts or tutorials. Let your quilting friends know about this channel and invite them to the group and subscribe to my channel. If you like to contribute extra, you can use super thanks on YouTube or buying me virtual tea, coffee or lunch available on my page. All links are in the description below. I would like to thank you all for all the support so far and letting me grow in what I do. So as you can see, using my magic number pre-cuts made this block very quick and easy to put together, and you can play both with the color shades and the fabric types. I used my flowery and other boxes to put those blocks together, but you can obviously play around with solids or kids fabrics. Honestly, anything and everything, you can play with those. And as you can see, there's quite few layouts you can test as well. So block unfinished comes 12.5, finished 12. If you put 4 together, you have a nice big block of 12 to 4 inches. You can add sashings in between each block, sashing in between every 4 blocks. So you know, it's plenty of layouts you can play with. Because of all of those half square triangles which are creating kind of pointing shapes, I've called this design pointed arrows. I hope you enjoyed this quick tutorial. Any questions, please be sure to put in the comments below. I'm also interested to see which layout you like the most, so please comment below. And happy sewing! Thank you for joining, thank you for watching, and see you next time.